we have our first player profile of the Smackoff season. Now, we did call an audible. I thought that I was going to start with somebody different today. Not the caller we plan to start with. But after the show yesterday, we blew the plan up completely because of an RSVP call that we received from a one-of-one clone who is quickly becoming one of the most polarizing figures in the history of the show. And that figure is not even a human. That figure is a dog. Paul's dog. And that dog is already a made pooch around here, because over the past year, that dog has somehow evolved from a novelty act to a legitimate threat and a contender to rip the whole thing. Legitimately. He's the first animal to ever rip a golden ticket. The first animal to ever participate in the Smackoff. The first animal to snag golden tickets in consecutive years. And yesterday, he became the first animal ever to drop an RSVP call.
I have a message for the Smackoff people. Should have let this sleeping dog lie. I'm the best in show. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Cujo. I'm Rin Tin Tin. There's no one like me. I'm from their fur. There's no one that can walk me. My bark is impetuous. My bite is impregnable. I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your leftovers. Praise be to dog. Roar! Ryan Mike, scaring cowards, and then fading into Bolivia. Riff me from out.
All right, so the only thing more amazing than the call itself is the reaction to the call. Basically, two reactions to that RSVP. Either you loved it or you hate this guy's guts. Or you hate this dog's guts. There was nothing in between. Here's a small sampling of what the clones were tweeting after the phone call. The Perez tweets, I was having a bad morning, but after hearing Paul's dog, I'm so much better. Just got my pick to win the Smackoff. End of quote. John Paul Segura, quote, I just turned off your show because Paul's dog was ending it. What a load of childish garbage. Way to ruin an otherwise good show, dude. Lame. End of quote. Ray in SA. Hey, Jim, Paul's dog is a true dynasty. A dynasty of rat calls. End quote. Darth Todd, quote, have to mute Rome during the dreaded Paul's dog bit. That voice is annoying as hell, not to mention just dumb. End of quote. Jake Stover, quote, I think it's time to push out some Paul's dog merch. End of quote. Chris in Toronto, 22-year clone. Paul's dog has jumped the shark. There is nothing remotely funny about it. End quote. Juan Rivera, quote, Dear Jim, I do have a dog in this fight. At Smackoff. Johansson, quote, Paul's dog is some of the stupidest stuff you've ever done. Why, Jim? Why? Fireball Phil, quote, Paul's dog is the GOAT. Like, it went on and on like that. You get the point. And the point is, this mutt is a freaking lightning rod. Honestly, even Brad in Corona, the actual greatest caller ever to the program, even Bradley does not elicit this type of polarization. You either despise the dog and want to put him down, literally, or you love the dog. You think he makes the show, or you think he wrecks the show. The only other category is one of confusion. Like, if you missed the dog's debut, then you're wondering how the whole thing started in the first place. Like, where the hell did Rover come from? Totally fair question, with a rather straightforward answer. Paul in Buffalo called up one day back in December of 2020, and then his dog stole the show. Hey, Paul, what's up? How are you?
Hey, Jim. It's a pleasure to speak with you. First off, I'd like to really, my dog's barking.
Dude, what kind of dog is that?
I'd like to, I think he's kind of a lot of different ones, but I think he's a Ridgeback.
Okay.
And Jack Russell. But anyhow, Jim, I want to extend your support to the equine industry. My father raced horses out of Toronto, and every winter he would have to go down to New York. Oh, Alvin's getting me. So I became a Jets fan as my dad was living out of New York.
All right, Paul. Thank you very much. Let me jump in here. Now, I mean, you talk about you, Paul, seizing an opportunity. You talk about an instant sensation. Rover rips a ticket on his first ever call. He's been one of the most consistent and somehow controversial callers to the program ever since, and he keeps getting better and better and better. Now, the amazing thing is, what happened to Paul? I wonder if Paul even knows that his dog is calling the show all the time. Like, what happened to Paul? This dog sings. This dog raps. This dog speaks Spanish. This dog went toe-to-toe with Jeff Passan. And the dog carries a bit of mystery and a whole lot of intrigue. And there's more.